Claude just opened its own browser, looked at this app, and fixed something on its own. Nobody told it what to check. Two sessions side by side chasing two different ideas at once. A prompt typed on a phone and the session running on the desktop as it picks it up and keeps it going. 7 features like that, no terminal anywhere in this video. And it's not really about this app. It's a process for getting more out of any project you point Claude at. Let's go find all 7 ranked from handy to how is this real? Number 1, and it's the one most people scroll straight past without ever trying. You can show Claude things instead of describing them in words. Type the @ symbol in the prompt box and a file picker pops up right there. Pull in whatever file you're talking about instead of typing out its name and hoping you spelled it right. Small thing saves you a typo every time. That's the easy half of this feature. Here's the fun half. You can drag an image straight into the chat window, a screenshot of an app whose design you would like the look of, a sketch you made on a napkin, a photo of a whiteboard, doesn't matter. Drop it in and say, make my history view look like this screenshot. Same card spacing, same button style. And Claude works from this picture, not just your description of it. That matters more than it sounds like. Most of us are bad at describing design in words. We know it when we see it, we just can't always say it. Now you can just point at it and let the picture carry the part of the instruction you couldn't put into a sentence anyway. Number 2, and honestly, if you remember one habit from this video, make it this one. Next to the send button, there's a mode dropdown. Switch it to plan mode, and before Claude changes a single thing in your project, it stops and shows you exactly what it's about to do. Add a weekly summary card to the Today view showing total sets logged this week. Plan it first, don't build until I approve. There's the plan card. Nothing in the project has been touched. It's just a written out list of what Claude intends to do and why. You read it like you'd read a to-do list somebody handed you before starting a job in your house. If it's off, you say so before anything happens, not after. Click approve, and only then does it actually build. Quick honest note while we're here. That same dropdown also controls how much Claude's allowed to do on its own without checking with you first. Leave that setting on the default. It's sensible out of the box and not something you need to fuss with today. But get in the habit of switching the mode itself to plan before any real change to a project you care about. It costs you 10 seconds and it saves you time from watching Claude confidently rebuild half of your app in a direction you never asked for. Number 3. This is the one that actually changes how you think about the whole tool, so watch closely. Claude Code has its own built-in browser, right inside the app. Control-Shift-B or Views then Browser, if you'd rather click. Open the app in your browser preview, check how the Today view looks at mobile width, and fix anything that looks broken. Watch what happens. It opens the app inside your own browser. It shrinks the window down to mobile width, it looks at what actually rendered, and it finds something worth tightening up on its own, without me pointing at anything. Nothing's broken here, but watch. It can still tell me the difference between working and polished, then let it make one small real improvement instead of inventing a new bug. Either way it goes, and edits the underlying code itself, and the preview refreshes right there in front of you. No terminal window, no starting a dev server by hand and copying a local address into a browser tab. No screenshotting your own app and pasting it back in to explain what's wrong. It's testing its own work the way a person would, by looking at it, resizing it, poking it, and reacting to what it actually sees instead of what it assumed should be there. That's the difference between a tool that writes code for you and one that can tell you whether the code actually works. Number 4, and this is the one that almost nobody knows about. What if you could get up, walk away, and keep steering the exact same session on your phone? Here's the whole setup. One toggle, settings, Claude Code, enable remote control by default, and turn it on. Start a new chat and watch that little computer icon up top. It turns blue. That's it. The blue icon means the session is now reachable from anywhere you're signed in. There's no code to scan, nothing to copy, no second app to configure. Now I pick up my phone, open the Claude app, tap code, and the session's already there waiting for me. No QR code, no scanning anything, no pair dancing. It's just sitting in the list, live with a green dot. I tap it, and I'm looking at the same conversation that's on my desktop. I type one line on my phone, log today's bench press 185 for 5, and over on the desktop session I never touched picks it up and logs a set. Same conversation, 2 screens, and I'm not even at my desk. One honest note so it's clear. This isn't the cloud. Claude's still running right here on your machine, so the desktop has to stay on. And notice what just happened on that last one. It logged 185 for 5 as a 185-pound bench press for 5 reps, weight first, without me ever explaining that. Nobody told it in this session. How did it know? That's number 5. It remembered. I'll keep this one quick because it deserves its own full episode later, but this is the answer. Close the session, open a fresh one on the same project, and Claude already knows how we've been working. Didn't ask what order, weight, and reps go in because it remembered from the last time without me telling it again. What do you remember about this project? What do you remember about how this project likes to work? As you can see on that bottom one, it shows that how we like to log our sets. Just ask it in plain English. What do you remember about this project? And it tells you exactly what it's been holding on to. For today, just know this is happening automatically in the background per project. There's a whole video coming on getting the most out of it. Number 6, Control-N opens a second session on the same project. Control-click over in the sidebar, and now you've got 2 panes side by side, each one live. Session A, try a compact weekly summary card above the exercise list. Session B, try the same summary as a small line chart instead. 2 different ideas running at the same time on the same project without either one stepping on each other's toes, because each session is actually working on its own isolated copy of the project behind the scenes. This mechanism has a name, work trees, and yes, that has its own video too. For today, just know you can split your screen and let 2 versions of Claude chase 2 different directions at once, then just keep whichever one you liked better. And last one, the finale, the wildest of the 7. Click the plus button next to the prompt box. Open the connectors gallery. Pick something like Notion or Slack from the list. One click through the login screen and it's connected. No config file to write, no terminal, no setup document to follow. Check my Notion workout log. Did I hit the deadlift PR I noted last week? It just goes and looks the way you'd ask a friend who already has the app open to check something for you. Worth saying plainly, since it's an honest limit, connectors only work in local sessions on your machine, not cloud ones. So this one is very much a desktop app feature specifically, not something you'll get everywhere yet. And connectors deserve a full episode on their own. The gallery has a lot more in it than Notion and Slack, and that's coming. So that's the 7 in one breath. Show it a file or a picture instead of describing it. Plan before you let it build. Watch it see and fix your apps inside its own browser. Plan before you let it build. Watch it see and fix your app inside its own browser. That one's the wildest of the bunch. Steer the same session from your phone, let it remember your project between sessions, split your screen and run 2 ideas at once and connect it straight to the other apps you already use. If you only adopt one thing today, make it a plan mode. It's the cheapest habit here, and it pays off the most. Every single time you use it, 10 seconds of reading a plan versus an hour of unwinding a build that went sideways. None of this video required talent that you don't already have. You weren't missing a skill this whole time. You were missing features that were sitting in the app the whole time, one menu away. Now you're not. Next up, we build a complete app from a blank folder with 0 code. Subscribe so you won't miss it.